or forever. I'm yelling no more talking, unless it's the truth. You in that bullshit walking. When I'm in
What's really good? EDI Mean TV, your host, Outlaw E.D.I, your guy E.D.I. Appreciate y'all tapping in like you do. The numbers are good, we're growing. And to celebrate that fact, I wanted to introduce something new to the channel. A new segment titled EDI Mean TV's Week in Review. Now, what I'm basically going to do is just going to go back through the week and give you my point of view on certain things that happened throughout the week. Current events type of thing. News you can use or news you should lose. It's up to you. Let's get it popping right away, man. First off, I want to talk about this incredible movie that I saw recently by an actor who's unfortunately been bit by the controversy bug, had an assault case with a girlfriend. I think you guys know who I'm talking about. His name is Jonathan Majors, and you may not know the movie I'm talking about. It's called Magazine Dreams.
When the entire world will know my name.
Wow. It's a powerful movie, man. It's a movie about a bodybuilder or an aspiring bodybuilder, if you will, who is almost obsessed with becoming the greatest bodybuilder there is. He begins to resort to methods which is widely speculated or known that in the bodybuilding world, steroids is prominent. He goes that route. It causes him to have some adverse reactions to the steroids, and all kind of drama takes place, man. But it's really a movie about believing in yourself and, overcoming immense obstacles, which we all have to do within our journey on this planet. So Jonathan Major gives an award-winning performance in this movie, in my opinion. He's really showing some range with this role. He's really showing people that he is a force to be reckoned with within Hollywood and entertainment, and most notably films and television. You got to give the guy his credit. I'm looking forward to seeing one of his former co-stars, Michael B. Jordan's new movie, Sinners, that's about to drop few weeks. And I'm excited about what's up ahead for both of these actors. But Jonathan Majors really killed this role, man, and you definitely should go see it. Spend the money. It doesn't have a lot of screens. The movie was delayed because it was supposed to come out a couple of years ago, but controversy hit and they put a delay on the movie, and it just came out recently. It'll be on streaming services real soon as well. So if you don't want to go to the theaters, you can definitely stream it. Check it out. It's called Magazine Dreams, starring Jonathan Majors. Whoa, powerful movie. Next thing I wanted to talk about, man, have you guys had a chance to check out any of the bully content from Kanye West that has been hitting YouTube? I think he put like a 45-minute video. And in the video, I believe it's his son basically beating up a bunch of wrestlers, and it's in slow motion. And you can hear some of the album playing in the background. The music sounds great. Kanye sounds great. Say what you want about him. Love him or hate him. The guy is one of the last great musicians that we have right now, as far as hip hop is concerned. He's one of, in my opinion, the last geniuses that we have. It's not really that many people that can excite me with music anymore, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? My palette is far too expansive. It's far too advanced to just be satisfied with the norm. So Kanye West is definitely one of those guys that pushes the limits, pushes boundaries. But the rollout for the album is very interesting, and the title Bully. And I surmise that Kanye West is one of these kind of guys that really has to live the art. I knew a guy like that too. Um, Kanye West is one of those guys that really has to live the art. I read somewhere that the inspiration for the title "Bully" came from his actual son being bullied, and so him creating a visual piece with his son being the victor just gives you a little insight on his inspiration and where he's coming from and what motivates the guy. I do not condone some of the inflammatory things that he said, or some of the messages that he does put out there, but I'm in full support of artistry, and I am always going to be in support of that in art and freedom to say what you want to say. And sometimes you got to shake up the pot, baby. And like I said, I may not agree with his methods, but I do agree with the art, man. If you get a chance, check some of that shit out. That shit is fire. And speaking of fathers and sons, man, this Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James feud is comedy, man. Unfortunately, it has to play out publicly the way it is. I really feel like the guy Stephen A. Smith doesn't get it.
Want this to be a reincarnation of Chris Rock and Will Smith. And let me state for the record that while we bring up that, let me assure you it wouldn't have gone down like that. I would have gotten my ass kicked because had that man put his hands on me, I would have immediately swung on him. Immediately.
Clean up that cut more. Raise him up. Yeah, make it more free. Yeah, push.
You know what I mean? Because a parent will go to the end of the world for their child. A parent, we're the first line of defense for our children. When your child has been, when his health has been, somewhat in jeopardy, you tend to overcompensate or want to overprotect them. And I'm speaking from experience. You tend to want to overprotect them, and you'll go against anybody for that. And I know Stephen A. still doesn't get it, and I also feel like his ego has grown a bit where he's losing some of his journalistic morality. And by that, I mean staying unbiased, removing your emotions and dealing with logic as it in regards to sports and sports journalism specifically. That doesn't excuse some of the pettiness that LeBron has displayed. I feel like LeBron is like I've said before, he's one of the most polarizing sports figures we had in the history of sports. Either you love LeBron or you absolutely cannot stand this dude. And that's familiar to me. So I get it. LeBron has, tough skin, and he's ignored a lot of the bullshit. But I think everybody has their limits. You know what I mean? And after a while, it's like, yo, you know what? I can't take no more, man. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can get it now in regards to my children and my family and protecting their sanity and protecting my son's chance to be great. Stephen A. Smith, when you spoke about Bronny James, you brought his father into it. And you said, don't do this. And what he doesn't get is that a parent would do anything for their child. And why not? Other races, cultures, they do whatever they can for their child. What LeBron did is no different from a man who owns donut shops saying, here, son, here's the keys to the business. You take over. You run it. I'm going to give you an opportunity to make a living in the family business. And any father would do that. And any father should be applauded, especially a black father, knowing a lot of the stereotypes and some truth to the fact that there's a lot of absentee fathers in black households. And I don't want to make it a race thing, but it is what it is. For LeBron James to be able to do what he's done for his son, who, in my opinion, is worthy of the opportunity. he should be applauded. And you got on your platform in front of millions and said and pleaded with the man not to do that. And that, at the very least, is bad taste. And you did the right thing when you admitted where you were wrong at first, but then your ego got in the way and it became a pissing contest between you and LeBron James, and I believe you're older, and so you know how the saying goes. You know, you're the elder. You should be leading by example and not feeding into it. It's a bad look for you, my dog. But like I said, I wish LeBron wasn't as bothered by some of the things that is said by people in the media. But again, everybody has a limit. And you can poke the bear but so many times before the bear turn around and say, I'm tired of being poked. All right, man. Last but not least, this is a subject that I'm getting tired of talking about, but it did cross my path, and I'll get into it briefly. Uh, Hot 97 on their, I guess, is their podcast with Ebro and Rosenberg, and I forget the young lady that is on the show as well, and some other people be tapping in. They had a greatest MC debate, and of course, Tupac's name comes up all the time when we're talking about the greatest of all times, and as it should. We all know at this point it is hard to deny what is obvious. But I want to go into something Rosenberg said that I just find funny.
Think Pac gets overrated for his rapping ability, but I understand it because I don't think people can draw the line between who he was as a person and this influence and his raps. I've always said if he was in a room with the other greats of all time and the beat was on and the mic was getting passed around, when Tupac started rapping on a freestyle, everyone looked at each other like, this isn't up to snuff.
I'll say that he claimed that in a cipher, Pac wouldn't last with the likes of Big Pun or Eminem, you know, whoever else he named. It might have been a Lil Wayne. I just want to point out the fact that, you know, for one, most people's opinion comes from a very segregated point of view. Rosenberg is from the East Coast, is from New York, as am I. I've already let you guys know that plenty of times. I'm from the East Coast, so I know some of the mentality. And it's sort of like how Stephen A. Smith would just not accept the concept of somebody being greater than Jordan. Some people from the East Coast or from New York City, most notably the people that are in the media. I'm not really talking about the streets and the casual or the average rap fan or the diehard rap fan. I'm talking more so people in the media. They can just not fathom that somebody, you know, other than somebody from their soil or somebody that they deem to be the greatest, they can't fathom somebody being greater than Tupac from New York City as well. Was he a traditional East Coast rapper? I think not. I think most would agree that he wasn't. His travels afforded him different styles, dialects, different ways to use terminology, and a different point of view. And so when you get into these debates, and at this point it's almost worthless getting into it, you got to understand where these people are coming from and what motivates them to say the things that they say. And I also want to say, much like the situation with Stephen A. Smith, why do their opinions trump what the world says or what people feel? Why does Stephen A. Smith about who's the GOAT matter so much to the public and or LeBron James? Why would Rosenberg says or whoever has an opinion on greatest MC and feels who's the greatest or who's not the greatest, why does their opinion trump yours? And why does it matter so much to you if you feel the way you feel? I know how I feel in both scenarios. You know what I mean? I can definitely listen to different perspectives though. I am flexible enough to accept other opinions and A lot of times, most people are not. They only want to hear the voice or the voices in their head. Yo, y'all, I appreciate you tapping in. I'm gone. EDI Mean TV, we out.
Let's get it. Sick of the lies. Let me talk my truth. You just want the facts. I'ma talk my truth. We got that real to real. Let me talk my truth.